Well, hello and welcome everybody. Randy, replay back at it again. Minnesota Vikings football. On the air and online all across the SSN. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Week 17. And we got DAAAAAAAA Bears at home. Of course, next week is the final week of the season. We got some things to cover. Minnesota has clinched the NFC North and our NFC North Division champions for the first time since 2017 here this year. A Vikings win and a Bucks loss will seal up the deal for number one seed going forward. And the Bills catch their fifth win on the season in Pittsburgh and are now 5-11 on the campaign. The Falcons have lost. We'll take a look at the playoff picture to the Carolina Panthers. So this is what the playoff picture would look like if we started today. You're not going to see too much movement unless something weird happens. Minnesota Vikings for now in control of the number one seed in the NFC. The Bucks are second. Rams are third. Cowboys are fourth. Saints are fifth. The Packers are sixth. And then the Cardinals rounding out that back portion of that side with the seventh seed. In the AFC, the Broncos are number one. The Browns number two. The Colts are number three. LOL, smiley face. The Dolphins are number four. Chargers sit at number five. The Raiders are number six. And then the Patriots taking up that seventh seed spot. So kind of a far shot of what it used to be here in the NFL. Looking at the rosters, we go to the injury report like we always do. Hashtag must be nice. The Vikings do not have anybody on the injury report, and the Bears are still missing David Montgomery on the IR for that torn pec. Suffered early in the seasons. And then Juwan James, right tackle, out with a knee cartilage tear for one more week. They'll get him back for the last game of the season. So Zadarius is back. Jaquelin Roy is back on the field. And your Minnesota Vikings playing for number one seed. We'll watch that ticker down at the bottom. The Thursday game, of course, the Buffalo Bills victorious in a crazy, crazy game down there in, well, over there in Philadelphia. Actually, Pittsburgh. Oh boy. That is just about it. The teams are almost ready to take the field, and we will see you in just a minute. DAAAAAAA Bears coming in at 6 and 9. Got to be careful how you say that. Going up against the Minnesota Vikings 11-4, playing for number one seed. We'll be watching that ticker down at the bottom to see if the Bucks will take an L or if they'll keep their playoff dreams alive for the number one seed. This has been Randy Replay. I will see you in just a minute. And hello and welcome everybody. Week 17 of the NFL campaign. And there he is, JJ. 22 touchdowns in the Thursday game. You had Jamar Chase getting to number 23. He holds the record. What will happen last two games of the season? JJ, a touchdown in every single game, his last three. So tons of gritties coming across to the tune of 45 put together, but who will break the record? For now, it's Jamar Chase. There's Anthony Richardson, who has struggled as of late. We keep saying you got to eliminate those interceptions. He's had 9 in the past two games. Well, 13 in the past 3, it feels like. 57% completion percentage, and they'll have to rely on Dalvin Cook. But they got to be careful not to get him injured. And for the Bears, it's all about their defense, holding opponents' quarterbacks to just 50% completion percentage this season. So we'll see what both these teams have drawn up as the teams are getting ready. And we will send it down for kickoff. The excitement, yes indeed. Holy moly. Minnesota Vikings fan line is returning here. We will be sure to put that up after the kickoff like we usually do it. Here we go. Joey Sly. Kaboom. Kicks it into the afternoon sky, and we are underway here from Minneapolis. So here comes Justin Fields, a mobile quarterback you got to account for. Otherwise, he could burn you big time. So there are his numbers on the season. 3,679 yards, 23 touchdowns, 11 picks this year. So he will trot out a 6-9 Operation Chi-Town Bears, also known as Da Bears. So Minnesota Vikings fan line back up this week. Finally got those technical difficulties figured out. And here come the Bears out of that far formation. It'll be a minimal gain. They're going to give him 3, and Harrison Smith holding that right shoulder. Not what you want to see here, first play of this game. Oh, Nelly. He's leaving the field. Good point coming across the Vikings fan line just before it turned on. Minnesota needs to keep winning to keep this #1 seed. Holy moly. So here we go. Fields out of the gun, gets the snap. It's another run to Montgomery, shakes a tackle, and Minnesota will bring him down. Actually, that's Herbert, not Montgomery. Montgomery's out. I just said this in the pregame. Harrison Smith, shoulder strain, will return soon. More than likely going to hold him out for the playoffs here. Smart decision by the Vikings, and we'll do it again. And it's another run. Gets pop, ball's free, and it's turned over. And that will be Daniil Hunter coming down on the ball to get the fumble recovery. Whoa, Nelly. Will JJ keep pace with Chase in the hunt for the record? Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit ago. He'd certainly like to. Chase having the record right now as it sits. But we will figure it all out. There's Anthony Richardson's stats on the season. Oh boy, those interceptions definitely hindering the young man from being in the offensive rookie and offensive player of the year. You got to believe it. Otherwise, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this season. 6'4" rookie. Richardson will take the field. He's got a trio of wide receivers to his right. Gets the snap. And he'll go down before he can get the throw off. Throws the ball in frustration, and Clowney, who we keep forgetting is in this division, gets a loss of 11. So as soon as he turns around, Clowney is in his face. Just throws the ball. He's a little frustrated, throwing a lot of interceptions as of late. And, oh boy. Seems like that will be not a good way to start this game. But anyway, here we go. We digress. Richardson from the gun. Gets out of the pocket. Will fumble the ball. The Bears will pick it up. So back-to-back fumbles by both of these teams to start this one. Oh my goodness. So Minnesota will have to come up with something here. 3rd and 4. See what they got dialed up. Richardson gets the snap. Throw left. Caught JJ wide open. Up the middle goes JJ. First down, Minnesota. And there's the point. Just outside the red zone. Wide open. In that soft zone coverage. My goodness. Can't do that. Here we go. Richardson from the gun. Gets the snap. Throws it up. Overthrowing JJ in the end zone. My gosh, he had a step on his man. So JJ missing out on that gritty. And we'll send in Joey Sly to make it 3-0. Snap, spot, kick. It is all good. Nelly. Little play action fooled everybody. Good coverage across the middle still, and Fields will retreat back into the shotgun once again. He's flush, goes right into Daniil Hunter. Oh, Nelly. And Daniil Hunter gets another sack. This time on Justin Fields. He's one off the lead now. 22 sacks on the year. Smith in the first couple plays, and now Brian Asamoah. My goodness. So Fields from the empty set gets the snap, and Daniil Hunter will take a half sack with Eric Kendricks. He's now at 22 and a half. Unless they give him the full, then he will be tied with Chase Young for number 1 in the NFL. Third down, Minnesota Vikings defense. What you got for us? Justin Fields from the gun. It's an obvious passing situation. Daniil Hunter, sack, fumble. That will be number 23 and a half. Unless they called it... Oh, they might have called it a fumble with forward progress. We will check it, of course. Yeah, we got to figure out where the heck that pass coverage comes in. So Richardson from the gun, talking to the left side, gets the snap, throws, Thielen, first down, Minnesota. Oh, my goodness, Adam Thielen. And when you need a guy to do a thing, Adam Thielen is that guy. Catch in traffic, he's one of the best. Now, Joey Sly from 50. With no wind, he's nearly perfect this season. Joey Sly's kick is up, and it is good. So Joey Sly kicks us to a 6-0 lead. 2nd and 6 now. Throws, caught. Down, touchdown. So that is Calvin Ridley. We'll get the score, and we are just about to go down to the Bears, and looks like Danzler tripped. So Eli Ricks does have 2 blocks this season. See if we can get one here. Almost, but it's good. 7-6 Chicago. 11 plays, 75-yard drive. So 3rd and 10, here we go. Richardson will get the snap. Throw middle, caught Laporta wide open up the seam. And Laporta will bring it down to the 9. They're going to go no huddle. Trying to catch him off guard, going no huddle. Richardson gets the snap. Leaves the safety of the pocket. Play broke down, and Gibson will get another sack. Oh, boy. So nothing there. Just tried to leave, and just didn't really work. So 2nd and goal from the 10. Minnesota. Richardson under center, throws, gritty time in Minneapolis as Justin Jefferson will beat his guy, now tied with Jamar Chase, 23. 1 off the record. These guys are coming down to the wire here. So JJ, 23rd touchdown. Oh, and we've talked about the overthrows. Kevin O'Connell loves to see it. Finally one that hits, this to make it 13-7. Kick is away, it is good. So Justin Jefferson, and more importantly, Anthony Richardson audibled out of that. So we're seeing some talking going on with the Bears offense. Their center, safety comes down left side. He's got a man left side. It's JJ caught, and JJ with the record. Single season touchdown reception record for Justin Jefferson at 24. As it sits right now, there's still 1 more week of regular season play. Anthony Richardson from the other side of the 50 throws it all the way back. Try down with the heat of mo, go around and mo. Trying to get those heat better beat. And here is Joey Sly's kick. Oh, just sneaks in left side. And we have a 20-7 Bull game. Big throw, caught, touchdown. Murphy Bunting had no shot, and Juju will get his. So Juju Smith-Schuster, right side of the end zone. And Fields showing that he can move the ball, and as it is now 20-14. Guess what? It's been working. So Richardson from the gun gets the snap. Thinks he's got a man left side. It's caught. JJ down inside the 30. He's actually brought down at the 30. And there's the point, and JJ's just getting no help from the safety defending him, and Anthony Richardson puts it off of both defenders. One of the more accurate throws I've seen Anthony Richardson make this season, and they go to the well so many times. Now look at that corner left side playing off JJ. And you got to think the Patriots really played it well, and a couple other teams have played it well as well, but you got to think more teams would do that. Bring that safety down for help. And here's Dalvin. Dalvin cuts left, goes up the middle, whatever you want to call it, gets to the 9, and Minnesota goes no huddle once again. So Minnesota goes no huddle. Richardson, play action, throws, caught JJ, and there it is, number 25, I do believe. And it's the third gritty here today. Call it feeding, call it stat boosting, whatever you want to call it. The open guy is the one that always gets thrown to. There's JJ. And why wouldn't you go to a guy who you just signed for $203 million 7-year deal? My heavens, Justin Jefferson. 24 touchdowns or so, maybe that's 25. And the Vikings will take a 27-14 lead, 3:34 left to go in the half. 13 or 1:15 would have made more sense, but here we go. Joey Sly. Just to make it 30-14. Joey Sly's kick is away, angles in. So Minnesota pouring it on here prior to the first half. They will get the ball back in a minute 12. And we'll kind of see what they want to do here defensively. They'll go no huddle. So trying to get the Vikings off guard. Fields flushed. And there's a hold on Zadarius, but it doesn't matter. Zadarius with the sack. And we can't even celebrate it because they went no huddle. So there's a throw right side. Keeping him inbounds here is Kendricks. And this will be the last play of the half, pending any weirdness. And it's DJ Wadham bringing down Justin Fields. That'll end the half. So no timeouts, trying to get at least something. The Chicago Bears will fail at doing such. And Minnesota goes into the half 30-14 leaders. They'll get the ball at the other side of the break. So going around the NFL, let's kind of see what's shaking loose. In the big game here, Detroit at Tampa Bay. And they are down 21-7 at the half. So the Lions, we don't like them, but if they beat the Bucks, guess what? We get number 1 seed if we win here today, and we lock up the NFC North with a win. So, actually, we already did that. Chiefs beating the Patriots 17-3. And then in Indianapolis, the Houston Texans are pulling the upset over yonder, at least at the half. Davis Mills, 119 in that one. And hello and welcome back to the booth. It's your halftime break. We'll get into some of these players' stats, and then we'll kick you back out onto the field, and we'll kind of see what shakes loose here in the second half. Anthony Richardson gets a QB rating of 157.2. He was 16 for 21. That is 76% completion percentage. For those of you that didn't know how to do math or simply didn't look over here, might I add, the highest completion percentage at the break this season. 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Dalvin Cook, 20 carries, 111, averaging 5.5 with 2 broken tackles, rather. Anthony Richardson, 3 for 7, Also has a fumble here today. Receiving, JJ, 8 for 162, 3 touchdowns, has a fumble. In this one, a very costly fumble, but it doesn't matter. Minnesota's up 30-14. Adam Thielen, 3 for 41. Tyler Johnson, 2 for 31. Sam Laporta, 2 for 36. And Dalvin Cook, 1 for 12. Nobody cares about blocking. Going to go defense. Look at total tackles. And who else but the league-leading, team-leading Eric Kendricks. 9 total tackles for him. Danielle Hunter has 6. Sacks, we have a bunch here today. Danielle Hunter, 2.5. DJ Wanham with 1. Jaqueline Roy with 1. Hey, look, Zaza Darius with 1. And then Eric Kendricks will share that half sack with Danielle Hunter. As it sits right now, unless Chase Young has a good day, Danielle Hunter has 25 sacks, rather, on the season. No picks in the first half for your Minnesota Vikings. Pass deflections, forced fumbles, we had 3. By Roy, Hunter, and Hicks. We only recovered 1 of them, though. Ouch. No block kicks, no safeties, no defensive touchdowns for your Minnesota Vikings in the first half. Joey Sly, 3 for 3 from 50, 3 for 3 on extra points. You love to see it. Minnesota, just keep doing what you're doing. As it sits right now, JJ has stolen the record from Jamar Chase, now at 25 on the year, but there's still 1 more game left to play. These guys are going neck and neck. We'll see who will prevail. I mean, it's not about stat padding. JJ's just open. How are you not going to give up the best weapon and the guy you just signed to a $203 6-year $203 million deal? Like, that's crazy. I'd throw to him every single time if I could. This has been Randy Replay. Second half kickoff. Next, in the trenches as they were here in the NFL. We'll see what happens. Richardson from the empty set. Gets the snap. Throws. He's got a wide open JJ. Is this number 4 for the game? Yes! Justin Jefferson, the 4th gritty, 26 on the season. My heavens, this guy is special. And we keep telling everybody they're not bringing safety help over. You've got to pull that safety left side. JJ almost reaching 21.2 miles per hour. When you pull the safety over to the left side, Anthony Richardson does not go for it because it's not there. My goodness. So this to make it 37-14 Minnesota. Ooh, almost blocked. Kick is away. It's good. 37-14 Minnesota, kind of piling it on now here to start the third. There's a big booty in the way. Oh boy. Took the L. And Fields will run for 17. Hendricks coming on the blitz, and it's picked off across the middle. Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks with a pick. My goodness. Skull chance will rain down as there's a hold on Harrison Phillips. Nobody calls it ever. And we'll see what Minnesota's got dialed up here. Richardson from the gun. Calling out protections. Gets the snap. Throws. Tyler, hold on to that ball. He does. He fumbles. Gosh darn it, Tyler Johnson. You're the worst receiver on this team, and it shows. Tyler Johnson coughs up the ball again, and another Johnson will go down. And that is the 6th Chicago Bear to go down. So Tyler Johnson, after getting so many opportunities, oh, his leg is being favored. Oh boy. So Tyler Johnson getting so many opportunities in this offense, and he's not doing anything with them. A big play here would have set you up inside the red zone. Tyler Johnson dropping the ball. My goodness. Nobody around the ball, and it was a good return, and I don't know what's going on with this wide receiver core for Minnesota. Touchdown. But Hunter Nicewander will come into punt. Trying to pin him deep here. Kick is away. Angling punt. Goes out at the 2. They're going to call it the 3. So Hunter Nicewander, the big boy punter, will put this thing out at the at the, what did they say? 3? I thought it was the 2. But anyway, it's the 3. So here we go. Very important not for Minnesota to overcommit. They're going to bring Harrison Smith down. Harrison Smith rushing. They did not overcommit. It is a good idea. They've been burned on that a couple times this year. They get a yard for the Bears, and here we go. We do it again. 2nd and 8. High formation for Fields and the Bears. Kendricks does not time that correctly, and they'll lose a yard. So back to the 3, DJ Wanham, or Jaquelin Roy, the rookie. He will put his fist up after taking a knee. And here we go. Jaquelin Roy. Such a good rookie. Daniil Hunter in there as well. So such a good rookie pickup for this team. And that will be 3rd and 10 from the 3. Minnesota looking to make this thing a little dangerous. Cameron Dantzler will come over. And they will not get it. Nowhere close, no gain. Andrew Booth will take down Herbert for a no gainer, and Minnesota will hold them within the 5-yard line. Would have loved to see a gosh darn safety, but Minnesota showing block. They're going to come for this one. They're going to come for it hard. So from the 3, the punt is away. Simi Fehoko will call a fair catch. Right at the 48. So Fields, single back set. Gets Ebner again. And Ebner takes a good corner, and Ebner will score pending any weirdness. Herbert, rather. Sorry. My goodness. I got to learn my numbers, don't I? Herbert is 24. Ebner, 21. So here we go. Minnesota lets us score through. Fields from the gun. He's got Herbert to his left. Throws. Batted away. Murphy bunting. So I will not convert the 2 points. That'll make it 37-20. We're going to find out right here. Richardson from the gun. Gets the snap. He pump fakes once. Throws right for Thielen. Caught in between 3 defenders, and Thielen down to the 10. A little slow to get up, but he will be okay. 408 for Richardson, and he's having a hell of a game. One of the best of his career. Being a rookie, that's saying something. So here we go. Kenny Nwangwu has an opportunity to score a rushing touchdown here from the 10. 11 left to go. Make a wish. It'll come true. And Nwangwu will be brought down for a loss. Oh, no gain. He got back to the line of scrimmage. So there you go. There you have it. There you go. Okay, loss of 1. I'm sorry. For the Vikings, it's JJ Man in motion, left to right across your dial. There it is. Justin Jefferson off the end around. We get another gritty, but this time it's from the ground. On the heater walk. If you don't like it, bro, I will put you in a walk. And JJ gets a touchdown. My goodness. This to make it 44-20. Joey Slye. Kick is away. Kind of etches or sneaks into that left side. 11 play, 76-yard drive. And those are the kind of drives that will win you championships. Not careful. Minnesota playing. And Justin Herbert will kind of walk it in. They're going to go for 2. Bears going for 2. Herbert behind Fields. Harrison Smith comes on the blitz, but then he backpedals. And Herbert will go down. Jaquelin Roy will get credit for the tackle. Goes and pats Herbert on the, or not Herbert, but Fields on the helmet. And there you have it. Pressure flushed. Ooh, tackled him right on his own lineman. Did you see that? Right here. Just, oh, my leg. Playing press. Sometimes it'll come back to bite you, and right there it did. Fields out of the empty set. Gets the snap, throws left. Oh, big hit fumble. Minnesota get that ball. Josh Metellus. Josh Metellus has a chance to run this back for 6. He will wave goodbye, and he will do just that. So Josh Metellus, fumble recovery. Oh, I thought he was flipping everybody off there for a second. So Lewis Seen, big hit on wide receiver. He was not down from what I could see. And I really thought that Metellus flipped the bird. And there's Richardson getting everybody up. Hey, Minnesota Vikings fans, your team is about to be 12-4. Janoris Robinson, Bruce Sternum. And here is Joey Sly to put on the extra point. And we, again, much like in the first meeting of these two teams, pending the kick, it's good. We score 51 points in the game. It is a little crazy, but here we go. Nonetheless, Minnesota looking to get a stop here. Throw deep. Hot on Murphy Bunting again. And Murphy Bunting's, they're going to review it, but Murphy Bunting's overcommitment
The previous play is under review.
Can hurt him sometimes, and that's what we see. And I don't think he got that knee down. I think he was out of bounds. That angle was not good. Yeah, the left knee, or right knee rather, of Juju was out of bounds. So we'll get the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
And they're going to give it to him. Minnesota doesn't like it. Randy Replay doesn't like it, but it doesn't matter. Boos will rain down from the heavens. We'll give them one. Boo. 51-33. It's not going to change the outcome of the game. Minnesota will climb to 12-4. Onside kick, one of the best hands team in the NFL. Young Hoku, rather. And there is a catch by Tyler Johnson, one of his only ones on the day. Glad he didn't drop it. So here we go. And Malik Willis will enter the fray here. 1:53 left to go. There's Wong Woo. It's going to get about 6 here. And if you're Minnesota, you just you're starting to plan for the Lions. You've had 2 games at home. You have this last one to wrap up, and then you start talking about playoffs. Playoffs. Wong Woo will not get the first down. He'll be held short. The line to gain. So 3rd and 1 here. We'll see what Willis has dialed up. Or Kevin O'Connell. I don't know. I really don't know who calls plays on this team. JJ's man in motion. Left to right. All the way right. Just need one more first down. Wong Woo reaches, not going to get it. 4th and inches now. So Minnesota, you have to snap the ball. You have to snap the ball here if you're Minnesota. So Joey Sly will trot out for a 51-yarder. Kind of seal the deal if we haven't already. So he will wait. Joey Sly is hit almost automatically from this range in this building. 9 seconds left on the play clock to snap, the spot, the kick. Right down Broadway, 54. For Minnesota, you might as well give him a shot. I mean, I'd like to see Willis throw it to JJ for number 5, but you know, what do you do? So 54-33. Minnesota just gaining the upper edge and not letting go, really. There's another touchback. So Minnesota will improve to 12-4. And Harrison Smith calls him back. Kendricks will echo that response as Fields will be in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Flushed. Throws left short. Minnesota trying to keep him in bounds to end the game. It doesn't really matter. I don't know why they're doing this. That being the Bears trying to play like they can win this game. They can't. So Fields from the gun. It's been a mistake-free day for him. Just had that one interception. Other than that, he's playing pretty good. Throws it left side. Caught. That'll stop the clock. So here we go. Minnesota playing 3 safeties deep. They'll send Kendricks on the blitz. Daniil Hunter almost had sack number 5. It's tipped and incomplete. That'll end the game. So Minnesota, oh my goodness. Hello, I can't hear myself think. Can we get these windows shut, guys? Please, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we got to shut the windows yet again. Holy moly. The fans are coming alive here after the game. And that is the question of the day. Will Minnesota rest their starters for week number 18? Well, the answer to that is not up to us. It is up to the Buccaneers. If they lose and Minnesota locks up the number 1 seed, the answer to that question is yes. But if they have to play, might as well get the starters. I don't think you start Dalvin Cook or JJ, but that's just Randy Replay given his say. So, I mean, the fans are still here. The fans are still rocking, but we're going to try and get through these stats done so the Lions can come a knocking. Anthony Richardson will end the game with his highest QB rating of this franchise and of his career, 146.6. 24 for 36, that is 66% completion percentage. For those of you that didn't know how to do math or simply didn't look over here. 449 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. That is a very, very good rating indeed. Oh my heavens. And Dalvin Cook, 34 carries, 205, 6 broken tackles in this one. Kenny Nwangwu got the whole fourth quarter pretty much, 10 carries, 27 yards for him. Anthony Richardson, 4 for 11, JJ 2 for 15 and a touchdown. Also had a fumble. And then Ty Chandler got his first taste of NFL action this season, 1 for 2. And in the receiving game, it is Justin Jefferson, 12 catches, 257, 4 touchdowns. They did not bring the safeties today to help. And as it sits right now, JJ leads the NFL with 26 touchdowns, and that is the record for a single season as it sits now. One more game to play for him and his LSU compadre, Jamar Chase. So the race is on, but if Minnesota rests their starters, I mean, 26 is going to be where it's at. So we'll kind of see what happens there. Adam Thielen, 6 for 91. Tyler Johnson, 3 for 53. Also had 2 drops. I'd say it's very uncharacteristic, but that's all he's done. Sam Laporte, 2 for 36. Dalvin Cook, 1 for 12. Nobody cares about blocking. Going to go to defense, look at total tackles. And the Vikings had a triple-double. For those of you that don't know, that is 3 individuals with double-digit tackles. So Daniil Hunter ends the game with 13. Eric Kendricks with 12. Andrew Booth Jr. with 10. Murphy Bunting with 8. Metellus and Hicks with 7. Danzler, Smith, and Scene with 5. And Jaquelin Roy gets 4. Tackles for loss. My heavens. We had a bunch. So Daniil Hunter, couple weeks removed from his re-signing, one of the bigger deals on this defensive line. 9 tackles for loss. What a stat line. Also had 2.5 sacks. 3 of them for Kendricks, 2 of them for Smith of the Zadarius variety. And then Phillips, Wanham, Roy, Hicks, and Metellus each had 1. Sacks. Daniil Hunter had 2.5, puts him at 24.5 on the season. We'll see what the Cowboys did and what Chase Young got. DJ Wanham, Jaquelin Roy, Zadarius, the aforementioned, gets 1. And then Eric Kendricks will split the half sack with Daniil Hunter. We only got 1 pick from Jordan Hicks this game. Pass deflections, we only had 1 by Cam Bynum. Forced fumbles, we had 4 by Scene, Roy, Hunter, Hicks. Recovered only 2 of them, Metellus and Hunter, on that duty as well. in this one. Going over, no block kicks, no safeties, no one defensive touchdown. It was a Josh Metellus scoop and score for the Minnesota Vikings here today. Kicking game, Joey Sly had a busy beavery day. 4 for 4 from 51. And then 6 for 6 on extra points. You love to see it. In the punting game, Hunter Nice won 3 punts, 140, netting 139. My heavens. I wish Randy Replay would get that kind of pace scale from gross to net, but here we are. Inside the 20, he had 2 of them today. Kick returns, Kenny Wongwu, 5 returns, 121, longest of 34, and then Tyler Johnson. Part of that sure-handed hands crew, 1 for 1, longest of 1 on the onside kick. And then Simi Fehoko, 4 punt returns, 25 yards, longest of 11. Wowzer, so what a game. Minnesota had to win against a team in their division, not only but to maintain number 1 seed possibilities and or chances. So we'll get you back to the main screen. We will see what happens in the playoff picture. We will see what happens with the Bucks. And if Detroit helped us out, or if they were Detroit. Once again, your Minnesota Vikings will be victorious 54-33. This has been a presentation of the NFL right here on the SSN. Any rebroadcast, redistribution, or reusage of said broadcast, that being this one, is used or is prohibited without the express written consent of the NFL, the SSN, or any of its subsidiaries. This is Randy Replay. I will see you in just a minute. And hello and welcome back to the main screen. We do have a new injury to report. We're going to see who it is. It is Brian Asamoah II. Tore his labrum early in this one. He will be out for 4 weeks, putting him out effectively until the Super Bowl. Or maybe the NFC Championship game, depending on what they want to do with him. Rush him back early or keep him out for 1 more week. So Brian Asamoah II, or Asamoah, however you want to say it, will rest for 4 weeks here for the Vikings. Okay. We'll advance. So 3, 2, 1. And hello and welcome back to the main screen as we go take a look at the schedule. And as we go take a look at the league schedule, I am building up some hype here because, as you see, Detroit has beaten Tampa Bay, so Minnesota will be a lock for the number 1 seed. So Minnesota can rest their starters, rest on their laurels if they wish. I would definitely at least rest Dalvin Cook. Minnesota Vikings fan line, feel free to sound off. Who would you rest? Would you rest all the starters? Would you rest a certain player? Now that Minnesota's the number 1 seed, they get the number 1 bye locked and loaded. You can kind of play this last game against the Lions a little loose. But if the problem is, if you beat the Lions, you get a better draft position. So we'll go over that here in just a minute. But that's the post-game question here today as the Vikings fan line is back up and running, technical difficulty sorted out. Who would you rest? Would you rest the starters? Would you rest any specific players? So in other action, the Falcons have fallen to the Carolina Panthers 54-30. Patriots just got thwarted by the Chiefs. And of course, in our game, 54-33, victorious Minnesota Vikings over the Bears. Other action, New York Giants really gave it to the Commanders, however you want to say it. Seahawks don't really survive this one against the defending reigning Super Bowl champions, head of the table, Cincinnati Bengals. So the Cardinals will help out the Falcons a little bit as they take a victory over the Aints. The Cowboys, 28-10, victorious over Green Bay, so they help us out in the division. So Minnesota has already locked up the division, but we get a little bit more separation. The Rams will take care of the 49ers. The Denver Broncos fall to the Miami Dolphins. My heavens. And then, of course, the Eagles will beat up on the Jets. The scumbags versus those gosh darn Jets, 30-0. And then the Buffalo Bills, involved in one of the craziest endings we've ever seen here, victorious down in Steel Town, 49-45. Well. We'll take a peek at some of the standings, and we'll try and figure out this mess that is the NFC. Minnesota Vikings clinch the first round bye, and for the time being, the NFC will run through Minnesota. My goodness. So, there you have it, Minnesota. 12-4, the same as the Broncos. And with just one game left, the Bucs will not be able to catch them. So we'll go division by division here, kind of sort this thing out. In terms of the teams that we follow, Minnesota clinched. Wrapped up the division here. 4 games over the Packers, who are 8-8. The Bears are 6-10. The Lions are 5-11. We have them here this week. The NFC South, the Bucs clinch the division, and we'll wrap up the second seed. 10-6. Saints are 9-7. Panthers 8-8, and the Falcons drop down to the bottom of the division. Kind of rare for them to see them there. They've lost 3 in a row, and 8-8 tied for last place in their division. And then we go to the AFC. The Dolphins are 10-6, the Patriots 9-7, the Jets 8-8, and the Bills 5-11, having a chance to go 6-11. One more game left for them in that division. So a weird division. Another weird division, rather, is the NFC East. It's only one team over 500, that being the Cowboys. At 9-7, the Giants are 8-8. A lot of teams at 8-8 outside looking in. It's going to depend on a lot of the tiebreakers going into the last week. The Eagles are 7-9, and the Commanders are 6-10. So a far cry from what transpired last week, or last year, I mean. So we do get some heartbreaking news. Brian Asamoah will be out, at least until that conference game, maybe even the championship game. So, or the championship game, maybe even the Super Bowl. Sorry. So that will be a little detriment there. We do have a weekly award going out, and I do believe it is Justin Jefferson. Looks like it is. 12 catches, 257, 4 touchdowns, 1 fumble, but it didn't matter. He also had a rushing touchdown. And of course, Xavier Woods on the other side. For the NFC Defensive Player of the Week, he had 11 tackles, 2 picks, 1 forced fumble, 1 touchdown. Mika Fitzpatrick will grab 2 picks, one of them for 6 and 14 tackles in the loss to the Bills. And Tua Tagovailoa, 29 for 35, 411, 6 passing touchdowns. My goodness, I don't know how else you score a touchdown, but 6 touchdowns, 3 carries, 17 yards. So JJ, I do believe that is his 3rd NFC Player of the Week. Had it in week number 1 against the Packers. Yeah. And then he didn't get another one until week 13. And then he got one here in week 17. So Minnesota, 3 straight weeks with the NFL or NFC Player of the Week. Back-to-back for Kendricks. 15 and 16, and then 17. Of course, JJ having that monster game. We're going to check the what has turned into this race for the not only in the number 1 wide receiver, but the number 1 season touchdown holder. And in this game, Anthony Richardson has surpassed 6,000 yards in his rookie season. 49 touchdowns. He needs 1 more for 50. I do believe he's going to get it unless he's held out. And then 51 picks, so you don't really look at that stat. But that's not why we're here. We're here for receptions in the NFL, receiving touchdowns, rather. And so JJ has a 3-touchdown lead. The record is set at 26 going into the last game of the season. Minnesota has clinched the first round bye, and the NFC playoffs will go through US Bank. So now you have a decision to make. Do you rest your laurels, rest your starters, or do you try to get JJ? Is the record even that important to you? With 3 touchdowns over, and the record, at least for now, being set at 26 for a single season touchdown receptions, I mean, do you even try? Who knows? All we know is that Jamar Chase is definitely capable, and we will take a peek. So what you see is what you get, pending any weirdness. Actually, what I wanted to do was, and then as we look further down, Danielle Hunter, 1 sack behind Chase Young for the NFL lead. So just by getting 2.5, he will not get it done here. 23 against Chase Young's 24. I don't know why Kendricks is not listed for the league leader in tackles, but I digress. So now we're going to see the playoff picture. We're going to see what happens, and we'll end it here. So a little bit of movement. The Packers now slide back down to the 7th seed. The Aints will take over the 6th. And the Falcons will climb, I do believe, to the 5th. I want to say they were the 7th a couple weeks ago. So a little bit of movement there over in the AFC. It's near the same, maybe a little bit of movement, but the same teams over there. It's a little less crazy in the AFC. Once again, your Minnesota Vikings victorious. They climb to 12-4, clinch the division. They are NFC championships, or NFC North champions. And then they have locked up the number 1 seed. So the NFC will run through US Bank. Another chat coming through. ATL has a very, very small chance. Yes, they will need some help, but because there is a seeded opponent playing who is obviously ahead of them, maybe even with the tiebreakers, they would need help from other teams. The Packers would have to lose. Everybody else in the division would have to lose, and that's just not possible with the Aints playing the Panthers. So the Falcons still have a chance. It's very, very small. They will need a lot of help. The NFC is just a tight race in general, and we're just going to have to see how things play out. But this has been Randy Replay. Good fight. Good night. Skull Vikes. I will see you in the next one.